Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for Forest, and it stars Natalie Dormer, Taylor Kinney, Ian McKean, Michael Hewson, and Yukiyoshi Ozawa. So yeah, before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual. For those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those that have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. Then I will give you a fair warning because as usual, I did. Okay, so yeah, as usual, I did. So as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So basically, you have Natalie Dormer. She portrays twins. Basically, she portrays twins. So one of them, one of these twins lives in Japan, and she decides to go explore the suicide forest. While our main twin, the one we followed throughout the most, um, the one we followed throughout the most, she kind of feels, because I guess twins have a connection, a special connection. I'm not sure if this is something within the movie or something within real life, because this is something I've heard of. Apparently, twins have like this special connection or whatever. I mean, they say that overall, siblings have a special connection, but I don't really feel any type of connection between my sisters, so I think it's something to do with twins. But regardless, so she has like this sensation that her twin is in trouble, that she's in trouble. So she goes to Japan. She manages to hire this guy she met at a bar and his hitchhiker friend, or not really hitchhiker, but explorer friend, tour guide friend, and they both of them go into the suicide forest, Japan's suicide forest, and try to explore and try to find the sister, and they're basically trying to find a sister. As the longer they stay in the forest, the more paranoid, is that word paranoid, or more paranoid they decide, not decide, but the more paranoid they get. It turns out that there are some, and I hope that I pronounce this correctly, yureis or yueis or yoreis, which are basically Japanese ghosts from Japanese folklore, except that they're more demonic. And yeah, and basically at the end of the movie, it turns out that the sister that they were looking for is she is she's safe, and she manages to get out the suicide forest. While the main sister, the one we've been following throughout the whole movie, has been captured and sucked underground by demons. So yeah, now this is a horror movie, okay? January doesn't have good track records with horror movies. I mean, so yeah, we had two of them coming out this year, The Boy and The Forest. I haven't seen The Boy yet, but I've heard mixed things about this movie, and The Forest, I can attest, is mixed. There's some good and there is some bad. It seems like the filmmakers were actually trying to make a compelling story, and I commend them for that. They were actually trying to make a good story, and I like them. Now I'll start off with the positives. The acting is actually pretty good for the most part. It's pretty good. Natalie Dormer, she does a pretty good job in her role. Her friend in the movie, generic. He's kind of generic, but he's serviceable. He does his role pretty good, so that's pretty good. The writing, it's pretty decent. There is some the writing could have been better, but it is pretty decent. And there are true moments of suspense and tension, and yeah, and it kind of does keep the tension. The bad, there are jump scares. Now, it's not like jump scare galore, but there are a few jump scares, and jump scares kind of break the tension, obviously. So yeah, they kind of break the tension. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. I will say it looks pretty good. And it's shot really well. And there are like some shots of like these dead bodies or ghosts, like, because again, it's a suicide rainforest, or the suicide forest. So there is this one scene where they find this guy who hung himself, and that looked pretty good. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a real I'm almost positive that's not a real dead body. I mean, because they did film within the suicide forest, so that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure they could have made it up in the special effects room and like, yo, here's our dead body. So that actually looked pretty good. And the ghosts actually look pretty decent. Even during the jump scares, you could tell like there are times where they actually, I mean, despite the fact that there aren't any jump scare scene or whatever, they look pretty good and they actually do push the plot along fairly well. So overall, it is actually a really well movie. It's actually a really well done movie with some pretty good acting, some pretty decent writing. It's just the fact that the horror is not all there. There is some tension throughout the whole movie, but it could have been better. It could have been. There is some left to be desired. I mean, there is this one plot twist, which is holy shit. Like that's actually pretty cool. The plot twist is actually like pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, overall, it's a better movie than I expected, and this is one of the reasons why I'm saying that January this year isn't completely a total piece of shit. I mean, normally January is fucking sucks. This year, I mean, the only bad movies I could think of that came out this year during January are Norm of the North, Prescription Thugs, Jane's Got a Gun, 50 Shades of Black, and The Fifth Wave. Aside from that, everybody else has said that every other January movie that came out this year was pretty good, but those are the 5 movies that everybody's bitching about from January. But aside from that, every other movie that came out this year in January was apparently pretty good. From 13 Hours to Dirty Grandpa and Ride Along, they were pretty good. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you look at reviews for Ride Along and Dirty Grandpa, many people hate, the critics hated those movies, but the audience loved them. So there is that split between critics and audience. So yeah, but audience members like Dirty Grandpa and Ride Along too, but the critics just fucking hated it. So you could take that one as well. But for the most part, January wasn't that painful this year. So yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being worst, 10 the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give this movie a 7 out of 10. I've been given a few 7 out of 10s so far. So, yeah, 7 out of 10. Overall, pretty good movie. So, yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are the thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.